Hello and welcome everyone, it is me, the awesome support to-do list, back for you with another video, and I did want to take a moment to give my, honest first impressions on the new Forbidden Limited List. We're starting off with the Forbidden section. Fiendsmith Lacrima, I'm very surprised to see this here. But I guess we are indeed hitting Fiendsmith cards. This does mean that making the rank 6s is I think a bit tougher, even if I think the TCG exclusive fusions that we did get might still help facilitate, still the incredibly powerful consistency boosting that the Fiendsmith engine does for all of the decks in the format. Apollosa, yeah. After Baron and Savage, this one was it's been a long time coming, I think. And yeah, there she goes. It's going to be interesting to see how a lot of decks adapt. I think I'll maybe make a short discussion on a couple options for Morphtronics now. But this is kind of expected. I'm not seeing a Flamberge here, which is oh boy, it's going to be another rough 3 months. King Calamity, good riddance. I didn't have this guy, I think, on my banlist prediction, but hopefully, I mean, we're better off all around without this guy, Legal. And then Beatrice, I think, with the Fiendsmith engine out, everyone knew this was going to happen. Beatrice enabling multiple different FTKs, turn skips, you know. The first big elephant in the room. There is no Flamberge Dragon on this. Why did we really need 3 or 4 more months of Snake Eye? Which apparently they put some shit here. Ava to 1. Yeah, this doesn't really do anything. Drytron's non-existent. Ash and Poplar to 1. This is not a whole lot. I think especially post Rhoda, Snake Eyes is probably still going to be the best deck. Flamberge Dragon is just an absolute powerhouse of a card that I don't think should have lived this list in no way, shape, or form. We do see gimmick puppet hits, which that's a thing, I think this should shut down the FTK combo. I'm not too familiar with the FTK line, so let me know in the comments if this actually does something. But I think this should definitely make it a lot harder to FTK with that deck. Branded Fusion, though. I mean, branded players have had it too long for too good. It is wild that Albion is not here. But I guess one branded fusion is what you're gonna deal with now if you're playing branded. It's wild that branded as a deck gets hit harder than Snake Eyes on this list. But yeah, opening of the Spirit Gates is whatever, Yubel probably doesn't like this. But I don't think Yubel was that insane of a deck in the first place. You could have, if you wanted to limit something, and that limit Nightmare Throne. But yeah, there's that. Pot of Prosperity getting hit 3 formats too late is not really surprising. I do like seeing Sangan summoning here, though. I do like seeing Sangan summoning here, even if that doesn't kill off Tenpai. It does make Tenpai a lot less annoying because you only have one Sangan summoning. You will have to search for it now if you want that protection in the main phase, which is kind of nice. It is very nice to see Tenpai getting some form of hit on this list. That grass going to 1 is kind of insane. We're probably not going back to 60 card grass piles anytime soon. But seeing that grass looks greener be back as a card in the format is interesting, at least at 1. At 3, I think we're going to run into a couple issues. But at the moment, I don't think there's a deck to really take advantage of this. A skill drain to 1, I'll take it. You know, otherwise, there's not been like a whole lot of cool changes on this list. Skill drain to 1 is. It's a start, you know. I would have liked to see this banned, but at least it is not at 3 anymore, which I think is already a huge deal. Dragon Rulers! Yes! Blaster, Redox, Tempest, and Tidal all going to 2. Oh my god. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I was like debating if I like pick them up beforehand. Yeah, I guess I know what I'm playing after this list for a while. Oh my god. At least 2 copies. That's, you know, 3 is of course like a lot better. But I think with 2 copies you can already, even if it's not good, make like a Dragon Ruler deck work in at least a bit. I think what is Losses doing here? Like why are we putting Losses to 2 and not like back to band? A problem is also like Protoss is missing from this. Konami. Tiger to 2 is like whatever, to be honest. Ib to 2, bound to happen. I don't like Losses going to 2. Just an incredibly like unfun card. Is still accessible off a, you know, Nemesis Corridor. Why? Why? Okay, Unlimits. This better not be anything wild. Red Rose! Red Rose to 3! Wait, the Dragon Ruler Dream is real. That's so cool. Okay, yeah, I'm picking up Dragon Rulers immediately after stopping this recording. Armonite to 3, yeah, you know, whatever. Red Rose to 3, whatever. Kirin to 3 is cool for Magispectors. The deck's not doing a whole lot, because, you know, we're still in Snake Eyes format, essentially. But it's nice to see Kirin back. A similar story with Plushfire. This probably coincides with the this basically got leaked yesterday when the database updated the text of Plushfire. But yeah, I guess we're going to have to wait for Summon Sorceress like a bit longer. Ancient Fairy going to 3, whatever. No one's gonna run more than 1 Ancient Fairy anyways. Same goes for Danglong. Timesea going to 3 is the... Who cares? What are my overall thoughts? I think this list is it's a ban list, first and foremost. It's not great, to say the least. I'm personally very happy because I can play Dragon Rulers in the TCG. But the fact that Snake Eyes lived this list specifically is an absolutely monumental miss. The format has been incredibly dry. People have been sick and tired of like 4 hand traps into normal Snake Eye Ash for like essentially an FTK in terms of like combo potential. I guess now you can say if you like draw Poplar, you're not having a great time, but like who the fuck cares? Once like Rhoda drops, you're like back up on consistency pieces because you did lose Beatrice and a bit out of the Fiendsmith engine. I think this is too little to like really take care of Snake Eyes. I would have really liked to see a Flamberge ban, which is like the main thing lacking from this. Of course, like, you know, there's a couple other cards because this list only like takes skill drain behind the Bushed and stuff like, you know, Shifter, Protoss, D Barrier is still legal for some reason. Yeah. I mean, getting rid of like a lot of the relevant floodgates in the modern metagame was realistically always going to be a process. But I would have liked to see if they keep up the speed of the last couple lists in, you know, addressing those very uninteractive cards that I don't think should be at the highest level of competition. Do like King Calamity gone, Beatrice being gone makes a lot of sense. Apollosa is very in theme with like what we've seen in the last list with Baron and Savage leaving the format. Now decks will really have to think what we are spending like a lot of link material on. I do have like a couple ideas where I might want to take Mothtronics. I'm definitely going to look into picking up like a Silhouette Rabbit. That card's very cool, by the way. Absolutely love it. And yeah, 07s for the bow. May she join the goddess that she belongs to. Otherwise, yeah, these Snake Eye hits are just like absolutely not sufficient. It is crazy that like 3 decks below Snake Eyes got hit harder on this list than Snake Eyes, a deck that will get more support in the next main set. Which, yeah, it doesn't really solve the format, I think. One Poplar can be a bit awkward, as mentioned. But I think once we get to Rhoda, yeah. Because I think these are the OCG limits. Might put that in post, but I don't like this. I don't like the Snake Eye situation. And then like we, I guess, get to not you, but to these 4 handsome young men over here. Nature is healing, and I'm very happy about it. But otherwise, this is like 4 or 5 out of 10 if I'm like really generous with it. I do like seeing Red Rose and the Rulers back because I can play that deck now in the TCG. But otherwise, oh boy. Snake Eyes shouldn't have lived this evening, and it somehow sadly did. Which is not great, especially for the next couple months of competition. Yeah, it's going to be rough. It's going to be interesting to see where like the format is headed before we get Rhoda, but post Rhoda will be back to like normal Snake Eye Ash realistically. Such a missed opportunity, to be honest. Such a huge missed opportunity. And that's not even talking about like some of the floodgates that I think should have left the format like 3 lists ago. But are still legal for some reason. But yeah, with all that being said, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. My expectations were low, so I'm not really that surprised. I think before the Megatons expecting, Snake Eyes to get absolutely murdered. Optimistic, to say the least. I'm just personally happy about the Dragon Rulers returning, but a lot of what happened on this list is just not sufficient in the slightest. Yeah. It's what's Pokemon TCG prices at? Anyways, I'm overplayed joke. I will, would of course like to know, because these things are always fun to discuss. What are your thoughts down in the comments below? I don't think this is like a very good list. Mid at best, but even that's, I think, is very generous. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. This is, of course, always something where it's like fun to hear your thoughts, guys, thoughts about these things. But with all that off the way, I will be thanking you guys very much for watching, because I would like to eat, because I've just gotten home from work. So yeah, I will thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll be seeing you guys again next time. But until then, goodbye.